Everybody, with the band Needtobreathe, and you're watching the AU review. It's been good. It's been really nice. It's warm here.
Yeah, it seems unreal.
People are friendly here, which has been, that's good. Yeah.
Perfect weather. I mean, as far as our first impression, it's like this is one of my favorite places ever. That we've landed in the country and beautiful weather, and it's kind of surreal.
Yeah, yesterday I went to purchase something and they didn't accept card. And he's like, just pay me tomorrow. It's like, really? Okay, I will. I promise. I will come back and pay you.
I want to know where this place is.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sounds amazing. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Have you gotten to the beach yet? Have you gotten to kind of soak it up?
We haven't gone to the beach yet. That's definitely on the plans. We're going to try to surf a little while we're here if we can. We went to the Opera House, of course. Yeah, a little bit. We live at the beach, yeah. We live on the coast. So not like here, though. We've seen videos. But we're ready to get out there and try it.
Slightly different waves.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that'll be good fun for you. And it is your first trip to Australia, and it's taken a long time for you to get down here. You know, have you in interacting with your fans on social media and that, has there always been a draw, come to Australia, those sorts of things? There
has, and people that we tour with have always told us that we should come and because they love it down here and love the people here, and we've done radio interviews where they're like, yeah, we've heard your music on, what does it feel like to have your music played in Australia? We're like, we have no idea.
We finally just earned enough frequent flyer miles.
Right. Yeah. It is. It's obviously it's a long flight. You know what I mean? We're fortunate. We feel like to be able to come down here, and hopefully we'll come back soon.
Yeah, hopefully it's the start of a long love affair with our country. The first trip of many. And tell us a little bit about the concerts that you're playing as well. It's all for a good cause.
It is, yeah. World Vision is an organization that does all kinds of work, rescuing people out of sex trafficking and feeding the hungry and that kind of thing. And so all the shows are promoted by them and done by them, and we'll be raising money to work here in Australia and also all around the world.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man.
And they're pretty big venues. There'll be some pretty special shows. What have you got in store for fans? Because you haven't toured here before, so you've got.
I know it's weird. We've been
further back.
We've been a band for a long time. It's been 14 years we've been a band. This is like it's been a long time since we had something that's like a first. You know what I mean? Like, and so it feels like that a little bit. We got to play some of the old songs, of course, but we have a new record out, so we'll definitely play some of that stuff. And I guess we'll talk more. I don't know. We're not really good at. We mostly play music, So hopefully people will dig it.
Let's talk about the latest record. You recorded it pretty much all over America. There's 4 studios that you worked in. You almost got to the amount of studios the Foo Fighters did for their latest record.
Right. Yeah.
And I think you were in a lot of the similar areas. Can you talk us through a little bit about the kind of experience of making this record?
It was sort of unintentional. How long it took us to make the record. We were just going through a lot. I think personally, we weren't. I don't think we knew what we were going through when we first started out. But we went to L.A. And did Sound City, where we're huge Petty fans. So we always thought Wildflowers is kind of like the pinnacle of a sonic record, and so we got to record there. We were there for 6 weeks, and I think we finished maybe 3 songs or something like that, which is not good. That's terrible. So when we got home, obviously we had to do some more. We ended up in Nashville, and really just worked with some of our places our dream places that we always wanted to work, and through that it was enough time for us to sort of sort out some of the things that we were going through personally that had kind of built up over the years, and almost at the end of the record we almost broke up as a band. So it took about a year to make the record, and it's the most personal record we've ever made by far because of that. I think. We didn't even know it was happening to us while it was happening, and then by the time you get done with something like that, it's crazy how well it fit together.
Yeah, it's a bit of a whirlwind, and then you see it come together at the end, and it's almost like it was intended that way. It's kind of an arc between, the real life and the record.
And the reception seems to have been phenomenal. Highest charting on the Billboard ever. I mean, you look at kind of every record gets a little bigger, but I mean, when you kind of go into that space for a year and you almost break up, you kind of go into this bubble. Coming out of that, were you surprised that that there was any reaction at all, almost? Because it's
Yeah, there's a big disconnect between the fans. When you get off the road and kind of closet yourself in the studio, hey, you definitely lose some of that. I think that was one of the things we were going through is, you don't realize, how it's connecting to people when you're holed up like that.
Yeah, and I guess you forget what you do for a living in a way. You know what I mean? You're sorting it out. Like when you're writing music, you just I don't know. Even when we come back to play tour shows the first time after all that, it was like, what are we doing up here? And it just feels awkward for a second until you get a couple shows under your belt. And we had been away from it that long to where it felt like we were in a different world, as a band. And really, like we had first started out, I think. It felt like we had made this new thing and we were hoping people dug it, but had no idea if they would, So it's fun. Obviously, it's fun when people react to it well and relate to it, and more than just like the successful. I think it's more about how they relate to it in a personal way. You know what I mean? It's the type of comments you get back from a record that really means something to us.
Especially when it's already such a personal record.
Yeah. I think that's. Well, I mean. Something that we tried to work out while we were making the record was why we do what we do, and I think when you break up or think about breaking up, that's the first question you ask, like, why are we still doing this? And one of the reasons is to try to inspire other people on what they do in life. You want to you have them hear the music and want to do other things. You want to add to their story, not take away from it. And I think that's what this record really was ultimately about.
But I imagine probably for the next record, you'd probably go about it a little differently.
I hope that it doesn't take nearly as long. We are definitely communicating a little bit better than we were then. So we're already writing for the next record, and it will definitely be.
Right now, it's a lot different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different record, and it should be an easier experience. But if it can be difficult, we can make it difficult.
But usually, that's where the best material comes from.
That's true. We have to fight it out a little bit. Me and Bo are brothers, so there's something innate about that. And he's and we've known Seth since he was like 7 years old. So we treat each other like we're brothers. So if we've got a problem with it, we don't mind saying it. And, yeah.
This riff sucks.
Yeah. Sorry, man. That's not going to cut.
Practice.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoy your time here in Australia, and who knows, maybe you'll come back and make some music here.
Definitely, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, appreciate it.